I just walked out. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Normally I'm very positive and normally I love to give a movie a fair shake and really just see what it's about. Die My Love, for context, I never saw a single trailer for this. I saw the fact that Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson was in this movie, and that was enough to sell me to go and check it out, and the fact that I love going to the cinema to start with. Now this is directed by Lynne Ramsay, who has also previously done You Were Never Really Here, and I did not like that movie, but I appreciate cinematically, in terms of cinematography and Joaquin Phoenix, good performance and good cinematography. Besides that, it was not for me. When it comes to Die My Love, I was honestly in the movie for about an hour and 10 minutes and I walked out. And it's very, very rare I walk out of a movie because, as I mentioned, I like to give it a shot. So this review, if you like Die My Love, this is not for you. So I absolutely recommend switching off. If you just want to hear my general opinion, here it is. Firstly, the cinematography is good. Okay, I'm going to give it that. The movie looked visually pleasing. I like the fact that they did, say, nighttime shots and daytime shots. It seems as if they used natural lighting for those settings. Robert Pattinson and Jennifer Lawrence, from the 1 hour and 10 minutes I saw, did a good job. I don't think they did bad performances. But man, this movie, what the fuck were they doing? I mean, okay. It's essentially a story, from what I gathered, is Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson are a couple. They are this young, wild, free couple who are constantly making love all the time. And they're kind of like free spirits, right? They inherit this home of a family member of Robert Pattinson's side where they had committed an act and took their life, right? So already this home has got a bad feeling about it to an extent. Now, besides that, this young couple are living happy and free, and then all of a sudden they decide to have a baby. The baby comes along, and this is kind of where it turns Jennifer Lawrence's character upside down, where she starts to struggle with motherhood. It goes through this postnatal depression, and she's having all these different feelings that she's never had before, and life is changing because now her partner Robert Pattinson is had to go out and get a job. Not saying he didn't have one before, but he has to get one to support the family, make the money, get the food, all that kind of stuff, right? So life changes, and then in her mind, it's kind of like a spiraling out of control because the young, free, wild side of her isn't able to do that as such anymore. That is the grasping story I got here, which this felt like it was telling more kind of story-based wise, maybe from a woman's perspective of giving birth and the after effects of what some people feel like, because from what you know as an everyday life is now going to change. I think there's a good story there. But this, however, is just artsy, fartsy, pretentious nonsense. It drags to get to the hour and 10 minute mark. Firstly, I checked my watch about 50 minutes in and I was like, wow, this felt like an hour and a half had passed by already. Now, if you exclude all of that, it feels as if it's like going forward this really good cinematography to throw you off that the story is absolutely terribly told. It doesn't make you feel as if you want to latch onto this character and you feel sorry for her, the fact that she's now changed. It doesn't actually give you enough substance of these two being wild and free spirits and gaining this brand new home to really make you feel for the character and feel for their journey now that their life has changed. As someone myself who is married with my partner, and yes, we haven't got a child, and in the future we certainly plan on possibly having one. Yes, I can appreciate from my perspective right now, say for example, taking tips to the movies and then giving you guys a review, that might not stay the same in hindsight, because obviously the child comes first and the free time is going to change. That is a story I think you can touch on, and I think it's a really important message for people who want to start having a child. And okay, well, it's not maybe as easy as it looks. Okay, it's going to be a change in your lifestyle. It's going to be a change in everyday life, in work, sleep patterns, raising someone who can't look after themselves. Motherhood or fatherhood, I can't imagine is going to be an easy feat. That is a story I don't mind being told. It's a story that I think one day, okay, maybe I'll look back on and I'll be able to relate to even more movies than I do now in a different light because of that perspective. But when it comes to Die My Love, they did not want to tell you that perspective. They just wanted to give you a wild, wacky side story with Lakeith Stanfield, who's just wasted here. But also it makes you question, hold on, is what she's saying, is everything that's happening? And I get that's probably the point to question you as the audience. Okay, what she's doing and what she's seeing, is this actually real, or is she actually diving off the deep end? But then at the same time, in this hour and 10-minute runtime I saw from the, besides the rest of the movie, it seemed almost as if they didn't want to really give you those answers, maybe until the last part. And would that be a big payoff? I really don't know, and I'll be quite frank with you guys, I really don't give two shits if it does. And it's a shame, because I wanted to go into this movie, not know anything about it, be surprised and be like, wow, this is a game changer. I saw some of my YouTube peers give this a 1.5 or 2 stars, and some of the peers give it a 4 stars. And with that is a big, huge divisive of opinion. And I was like, okay, maybe I might land in the middle. Maybe I might land on this end. Okay, maybe I might land on the latter end with the others. But after coming out of Die My Love, I generally felt as if I wasted an hour and 10 minutes of my life on a movie that simply didn't want to give you really any answers, but actually not even have a compelling narrative enough to relate with people who are parents, or even people like myself who one day may be a parent. So I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5. Again, if you like this movie, cool, absolutely respect that, but I am not one for this movie, and I don't doubt I'm going to be alone in that sentiment. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to check out some reviews of mine that are actually good movies, well, click over here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.